this week, we got what everybody was holding out for, and that's all the intimate details of the Nintendo Switch.
So many
Potts does
images,
not care at all.
So many high-res images of a plastic thing we don't have yet.
We've got high-res images, we have resolutions, we have all the information that we need to know about the system's power and stuff with a little bit of ambiguity, but
It's nothing
answers
more
all the questions
exciting.
other than, is it good?
Nothing more exciting than technical specs for a piece of hardware I'm not going to buy.
I think it's super exciting because, like, I mean, I will be honest, I am fanboying real hard right now. I have a very soft spot for Nintendo.
Yeah, the resolution of that touchscreen,
Yeah, everybody go
beautiful,
back
amazing.
and check out the video
Love
of me and the two Justins when Skirbo found out that the
Then
Switch
the Switch was being announced.
was being announced the next
yeah.
day,
I think
and he
it's-
loses it mid-podcast.
I think it's
I
a great
remember that
it's a
one.
great thing to touch on, especially because today we saw there's like a 5-minute long, well, not 5-minute long, but there's a very long extended cut Super Bowl spot for the Switch.
Yeah.
Which probably cost them like probably $5 million.
Which honestly got me so much more hype for it,
also,
though.
I
Like,
was hyped for
is
it
there-
because I was really interested in listening to the new Imagine Dragons single. And
Is
it was-
there
my
any
God,
more-
This is great.
Most importantly, is there any more of Antisocial Karen in the
No,
commercial, though?
Antisocial Karen is no longer with us.
But I'll tell you what, there's a pretty serious focus on people having rooftop parties. I must have the wrong
fuck?
friends, guys,
Yeah.
because I am having zero rooftop
gotta
parties.
move to the city,
Casey's
you know?
new place.
Casey's
Rooftop
gonna
party.
have switches
Yeah.
out
Oh
the
yeah,
ass.
he's gonna have just switches everywhere. Apparently.
Yeah,
They
we're all
just,
gonna
switches.
they
be.
just
getting
are
multiples?
magnetically attracted
I think
to
so
rooftops.
much about the timing of this is perfect. Like Super Bowl, maximum exposure. The commercial is very good, and the commercial showcases like old people, very young people playing together. It's easy.
Old people are not
People-
gonna play
I
the
think
Switch.
People who, and then I think
the-
there was a spot overseas
might.
where they were like, "Listen, we know you're gonna play this on the toilet, so here's a commercial of a guy playing the Switch on the toilet."
Shit.
Well, they're not wrong.
They're not.
Like that's why mobile gaming exists.
Yeah,
right?
but they also showed somebody playing it on an airplane, and then they were like, "Oops, battery life is only 3 hours."
It was a
Never
domestic
He
mind.
was
flight,
yeah
okay?
taking a domestic flight. Man.
It was a domestic flight to like Florida, and you don't play it in the airport at all.
Correct.
Well, unless that guy
Well, you
also
do when
fully
you play.
charged his Switch before he went to bed,
Yeah.
then when he picked it up in the morning, that thing would just be dead.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too when I saw it. The guy wakes up, immediately takes out the Switch with the Joy-Cons attached to it. So it's been there on his bedside table, which means,
Yeah.
like, what's the battery life on standby like? Does
Yeah.
it have a
Yeah,
standby?
like-
Do you have to just turn it off? Like, what's the deal?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, Shane, I'm sorry, what were you going to say before?
No, I was just saying, like, yeah, when he started making breakfast, I was thinking, no, I'd be plugging my Switch in so that it could actually,
Don't
keep
get
playing. But
breakfast on your Switch. Are you crazy?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely...
that's what they were doing, though.
Yeah.
He was like, cooking something up in the frying pan.
I definitely
But,
still have some reservations about battery life and all this sort of stuff, but I'm glad to hear some of these other details.
It's okay because
I'm gonna
they'll
interrupt
sell
for a
you a
second.
battery
Yeah, go for it.
extender.
Is I missed some of the. Can you give me the rundown of like what the like biggest details were that came out of this?
Certainly. So some of the important ones are the screen itself is 1280 by 720, so it's only 720p. Capacitive touch, so it's a multi-touch screen, which is great. 32 gigs internal memory, which is very small, but it will support micro SDs, which is great. It has some sort of NVIDIA customized Tegra processor, which nobody really knows what that means yet.
Custom to the Switch. So they're
when-
trying to say it's not a tablet.
Yeah, when the system is docked, it goes up to 1080p 60 FPS, which is great. It supports 5.1 surround sound, although it doesn't have a digital audio output, which is really fucking stupid.
What?
The USB...
I thought-
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead. Keep going.
So the USB-C, if you look on the back of the console, during the demonstration, it looked like it plugged right into the butt of the console, which would be retarded, because if the console was on its stand, it wouldn't be able to be charged to plug in.
Yeah.
But we found that it's actually an inlaid plug, so you will be able to have it plugged in and have it stand up at the same
It's
time.
a USB-C.
Yeah, and it's USB-C, which
I
is
think
a
my
thing.
favorite feature about seeing the specs is that when you have all your cables sticking out of the back of the actual like dock
device like closes.
opens and closes, so you can stuff all your wires in there. And I was like, you know what? That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I usually zip tie everything together.
On the lame side, it officially does not have an Ethernet port, which is what the fuck.
What?
The dock is supposed to. Doesn't
The
it?
dock does not. You need to get
the
a USB LAN adapter,
How shocking.
which is ridiculous.
Something that costs extra money and has the word
Absolutely.
Nintendo written on it.
Part of me kind of gets it because it's like you're gonna like this. It's a mobile system.
And they want
At
you to
all
buy
times,
the.
you know what I mean?
They want you to buy the cartridges. They don't want you to preload games onto this thing.
Yeah,
That's
so
why it's so small.
so that's a thing. The battery life of the Joy-Cons is 20 hours.
Okay, that's new for me.
The charging time is 3.5 hours. The
Alright, yeah,
Joy-Con
that's
that
not bad.
comes with it is not a charging one, so if you need to charge it, you have to buy a separate thing. So these are just sort of some of the rundowns, but
The
man,
headphones don't have
The reason I
wires on them.
asked is because I thought I had seen that there was new Switch details, clicked the thread, and seen that it was a bunch of stuff that we knew before, and that's actually what this, like, this. A lot of the details you were telling me, the screen resolution, the battery life, those
Yeah.
were things that they mentioned at the conference. So
yeah. It's more of like these like definitive, like here are the numbers, and then
Placement.
and actually like showing you the device in like full 3D models and stuff, which is great. I mean, overall, I'm still totally freaking stoked for this system. Like, I know it's ridiculous. I know I'm sort of feeding into Nintendo's stupid cash machine, but like,
It's disappointing to see that, like, okay, compared to the other, like, very plainly more powerful consoles that we all own,
yeah,
like, Ethernet is standard.
yeah.
Optical audio, like, out standard. Like, what is this nonsense with making it be more and making it be less?
I think it's just. I mean, I can't. I'm
it
not
is more like.
Go ahead, Shen.
I mean, at this state, the Switch is more a tablet than it is a home console,
Yeah.
despite them wanting to say, like, we're marketing this as a home console. You put in the dock and it does the same thing. The hardware itself is a tablet,
Yeah.
and most tablets won't have optical out. They won't have
I just think that
Ethernet
if it's
direct,
going to
right?
be a tablet, it has no business having a 3-hour battery life.
Yeah, I mean, part of
Really have-
that's a very good point. I mean, part of me is like, and I'm absolutely not an apologist for this. I've stated multiple times my distaste for some of Nintendo's decisions or whatever, but I think their conceit in this whole thing is like they are obviously not trying to compete with Xbox or PlayStation. Like that's just not their.
As usual.
They're competing.
Yeah.
They're competing with the Vita.
Well, I don't even think they're trying to compete with
Do
the
you
Vita.
have to compete with the Vita?
No.
Bandai
to compete against.
I actually
point.
I watched a pretty interesting thing about this that apparently, like, the theory is that, and this is true, the Vita is like still big in Japan, and the theory is that this was originally geared more toward directly competing with that in their biggest market,
Well, I think-
Japan.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Switch is essentially trying to deliver on what the Vita was promising, but like the Vita never got the support that it needed, so it
Yeah.
ended up, kind of just
like, how
doing
many
its own
times did
thing.
you play ad hoc on your Vita?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
literally
it didn't deliver on the concept of console quality graphics on the go, and I think the Switch is really trying to do that. But I think ultimately what Nintendo's trying to accomplish, and I think if we're trying to equate like system specifications to dollars spent, I think that's not what Nintendo's trying to target at all, because they're at a baseline, they're a toy company. You know what I mean? They're like really.
Yeah,
No,
That
you're
is,
right.
that is
You're right.
100% true.
I mean, I think that's really what it comes down to. And like all of their systems, even the Wii U, even though the Wii U was, across the board failure or whatever, like their devices are aimed at having fun. Like it's not about getting these incredibly technical
Like, there's no power
achievements.
users.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
In the Wii
Like
universe.
like you're getting this machine to like join like sit around a couch with a couple of friends and just
Play
have,
Cooking Mama.
A lot
and
of
just
those-
play Cooking Mama.
A lot
Yes.
of those mini games for the Switch are like not even video games.
Oh yeah, I mean, 1-2 Switch is like criminal that they're charging money for that.
I mean, like,
but
you
But
gotta
I don't.
have-
I don't even mean like
you gotta
like
have one
like
at
in terms of
release.
the spirit of them. It's not a bit. I mean, they're literally not video games. Like you're just swinging a thing at each other and you're not looking at the screen. Like
Yeah.
it's not. It's like a game.
It's another toy.
It's a
that
toy.
connects to a tablet.
yeah, and I think this is again, it just plays into their toy mentality, because like
That's
I think
fair,
if you
but
watch,
it's a very expensive toy. Then
did you see that second commercial that came out earlier today? The play anywhere, anytime thing. It was like 4 minutes. It was on Nintendo
I
UK.
did not see that.
So that really exemplifies what like scenarios in which you're using the Switch and stuff, and it actually like
scenarios they're hoping you will use the
oh
Switch
yeah,
for.
for sure. This is blasphemous what I'm about to say right now, but it actually made something like 1-2 Switch look fun, and I was like, is this a thing that I would want to do? And like, I think it's because it looks like an enjoyable thing. Like if you have people around, like I'm not talking about like hours invested in a game is equating to dollars spent on it or whatever, but it's more like, if I have this at my disposal, will I have fun with people around me with it? And I think the answer for most of their stuff is yeah. Like it's just
but only for like
go
2
to-
or 3 hours.
Go
at
to
a time.
Target,
Well,
buy a
depending on what
couple
you're playing.
board games, and it's a lot cheaper, and you'll probably get way more time out of it.
I don't know. The sword game looked fun to me.
That's what I'm saying,
The
like-
pistol game looked fun to me, and honestly, like I won't lie. I think ARMS is kind of super cool.
I'm really stoked for ARMS.
Like I think the
frankly.
premise behind ARMS is very like paper thin. I don't care. It looks very
It
fun.
looks fun.
Yeah.
It does.
That-
it does.
that-
It's like what the giant like robot fighting game without like any of the series.
Yeah.
Robot
attached
arms.
to
Ribbon
it.
Girl and
Yeah.
Springman or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's like what I would want from a Nintendo mini game. honestly.
Totally.
So
They're just as
More
much
of that.
new characters to the stable of like Smash characters as like Wii Fit Trainer.
Yeah.
There's going to
Yeah.
be amiibos of them that are going to go for like $45.
Oh, God. You know what's so
Probably,
funny? They've
yeah.
already
because
got.
Nintendo's a toy company.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've already got the Breath of the Wild amiibos on sale, which is
Yes,
like,
they look really
ridiculous.
good.
And
And you know what? The
they'll
more I
sell
think
out
about the
immediately.
amiibos, the more I realize, yeah, Nintendo is a company that sells amiibo toys and then makes games about them.
Nintendo
Oh, yeah,
is the
dude, like,
Nintendo is
look at
the
this.
Todd McFarlane of video
Oh
games.
my god, yes.
Shots fired, dude. Shots fired.
Because Todd McFarlane created characters and a franchise
make
specifically so
toys.
that he could make toys of them.
Oh yeah,
And then
you're hitting the nail on the head right now. Honestly,
Yeah.
like
he is, he is
You know what? I'm
the, he
gonna
is
buy
the
those
George
toys.
Lucas.
Yeah.
Like,
Or
have you
Todd
seen
McFarlane.
have you seen the Breath of the Wild Nendo droid, the big-headed figurines?
Oh, for sure.
They're
Yeah,
fine.
the Breath of the Wild one looks amazing. I want it. Have you seen like the Master Sword amiibo?
Does the Link
Yeah.
amiibo
I
look like
need
Link
that.
this time? Because the old Link amiibo does not look anything like Link.
Yeah, this guy.
He's got a pretty
Looks like
derpy
Link.
face.
There are three new amiibos, right? There are like over the course of the series, they've got like
So
pixelated
derpy.
Link amiibo.
Yeah, and they.
I got a
I'm gonna
pixelated
hold it
Link
for
right
the
over
camera,
there
but they
with
got,
my
like, the
little-
Ocarina of Time
my
one.
little-
Yeah,
Becky's girl.
yeah, they got the Ocarina of Time one as well. So you know what? Yeah, like go ahead, sell me universes for toys to exist in, and maybe sometimes if I like them enough, I'll buy the toys. I don't know if it's worth the investment of $300, but you know what? I already did it, so what the hell?
I just like the characters.
You are part of the problem.
I'm just down. I'm fine with. You know what? I'm not 100% with what you're saying right now, but I am so of the mind where like I'm definitely getting this just to like have a new toy. I mean,
Yeah.
we were talking earlier today that like probably the most excited that I am about this is not even
touch
playing
it.
the games. I
wanna
just want to
touch it.
open the box and play with the
Yes.
little remotes and see what the menus and stuff
I
look
want to
like.
feel
like,
that click.
Yeah,
And if
man.
it doesn't
I will
sound
say that.
exactly like the logo every time they show it, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
I will say that is nerdily one of my favorite. Yeah,
Yeah.
nerdily is a new word.
Nerdily.
I made it up. We're rolling. We're rolling with it.
Hadley-
That is
Hadley
one of my
Doodly,
favorite things. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about like getting a new console. Is exactly what you
Yes.
described. Is like playing around with the
Assembling it.
controllers and like and then when you boot it up,
Plugging
like,
it
the
in,
sounds
turning
that
it
comes
on.
with
It might as
yeah.
well be like
Seeing
the
menu and
montage
all
of like
that.
assembling weapons when the team's about to go out
You're-
somewhere.
Yeah.
One of your
Just shoot me, like,
favorite
cut to
things
controller,
about
cut to
consoles is
plug.
assembling them,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then
man.
waiting 4.5 hours for like
Dude,
the,
like,
the
dude, I've
patch to
never-
load.
Have you ever
and,
like admired?
Well,
the
no, I
box
don't
the
actually
thing
play
came
games on
in
consoles,
Just 'cause
I
the
just like
box is
exploring
really
them.
nice.
You just unbox them, rebox them, and then return it.
No, dude.
Yeah,
oh
if I'm
my
gonna play
God.
video
Like-
games, I'm gonna do it in
like
front of my
You
computer. Why
crack
would I get
open a
console?
new PS4 and then you wait like
Oh.
3 days
Dude,
for all of
as
the
far
updates
as like,
for the
as,
operating
as
system.
far as like
God,
very
the worst.
satisfying unboxings of a new toy, the original like heavy duty, like real heavy, solid construction PSP. That was a nice box. That was a very satisfying unboxing.
Like,
And-
I
worked
like
at
a nice
GameStop when that
box.
box is there. I literally worked at GameStop when it's like the weird rectangle.
yeah, it was
thing.
the rectangle,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm gonna keep this box forever because it's beautiful. And you know what? I really
still have
hope
it?
the packaging for the Switch is nice because from the pictures and the specs, it looks really nice. It looks sturdy, which is way more than I could say for the Wii U. Every time I looked at the Wii U, I thought it looked like a very bizarre, cheap, unimpressive.
Oh yeah,
The
no, it
Wii U
literally
is
looks
made,
like a Fisher Price.
it's made
toy.
of very cheap plastic.
Like it
surprisingly.
feels chintzy in your hand for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but it's all the flair and stuff.
It really
That's a
does
fun
look like a
SAT word
Fisher
right there,
Price
chintzy.
toy.
chintzy.
Yeah.
It really looks like a Fisher Price toy. I'm
Yeah.
looking at Justin's unused
Yeah.
Wii U sitting over
I
there.
played it.
It's
The Wii
beeping.
and Wii U were
It's
good.
got a light
Yeah,
on.
You know why its light is on?
You
Because
used it recently.
I played it last night. I streamed
yeah.
Mario Maker and it was fantastic.
Oh.
You should check out our live streams at twitch.tv/TheZeroReview.
Like that is such a stupid thing about the Wii U is that the like 5 games that are on it
Are fantastic.
are so good,
Yeah.
but there's only like 5 of them.
Yeah.
No, we're going
Yeah.
to New Kong City, you guys. No, New Donk City.
New
God,
Donk
I'm
City.
sorry.
That is the dumbest thing I.
Damn.
It's too
I
funny.
you
It's
know
like
what?
a
I'm gonna
donkey video.
I'm gonna
And it's
withhold
not the dumbest thing you're
judgment.
going to see come out on the Switch.
That's for
I'll tell
sure.
you that right now.